Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Justina and here I like to make, create, and inspire fun art things with you. So as you see by the title, I have all about the pumpkins from Dollar Tree. I give you so many DIYs in this video on how you can recreate or design these pumpkins to make it more decorative in your fall decor, and I'm super excited to share them with you. But before we get started, I do want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for making it to 6K. I can't believe it and I am so happy. If you are new here, I hope you will stick around by hitting that subscribe button. If you like today's video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and without further ado, let's art today. So like I mentioned, today's video is all about these pumpkins right here. Dollar Tree carries these pumpkins every year around fall and Halloween season, and I just love them. I think they're a great size, but the best part is now Dollar Tree carries them in different colors. You can get them in orange, white, or black, and in smaller quantities online, so they can be shipped right to your house. So for this pumpkin, I wanted to give it a thorough coat using my folk art home decor chalk paint in the color sheepskin. I wanted to give this a nice base color before I started adding on more details for this new look that I absolutely love. After the base coat had time to dry, I am now starting to add my details. I first go in with this orange color chalk paint, but I do switch it with some coral blush acrylic paint later. As you see here, I'm just tracing or painting on a little square section because I want to make this pumpkin into a patchy pumpkin type looking thing. I was looking at some of my scarecrows in my home decor and I was like, I want to make that into a pumpkin. So that's how I came up with this idea. I just start making a square and then I start filling it in using that same color, but like I said earlier, I do change it to a coral blush. So I really didn't wait for that paint to completely dry before adding on the next colors. Now this color is called a vintage mustard yellow. It's still in the folk art home decor chalk paint, and I add that here. Now I really wanted this pumpkin to be bright and festive because I'm so over summer. I know a lot of people love summer, but for me it's just not my thing. It's about 101 degrees today and I really miss the fall weather. I'm tired of sweating and I'm just ready for the fall season, so I needed something happy in my fall decor. As you see here, I'm adding this green right next to it, still in a square like texture. That was called grotto green, and I hope I'm saying it right, but it was still in my folk art home decor chalk paint. This green is called apple orchard green, and it's still in folk art, but it's just an acrylic paint. I will continue adding paint all over this pumpkin in little patches sections. Here's what it looks like after it's almost completely done. I do set it aside a couple of times so that it can dry so I can move on to the bottom of it. Here's how it looks after the paint has completely dry. Now, I'm not so worried about the rough edges because we are going to fix that now. I took a black Posca paint marker and I'm now going to outline all of those patches. I give it a good shake and then I start adding my lines everywhere. I outline each and every one of those patches and it really makes it pop. So the question of the day is, what is your favorite part of fall? It could be anything. Is it the leaves changing colors, a nice beverage? What is your favorite thing about fall? See how it looks after everything has a nice outline on it. It just pops, at least for me. I absolutely love it. Now I did paint the stem just using some black acrylic paint off camera, and now I'm just hot gluing it back into place. For the last bit of detail, I'm just going to add some stitching all over the pumpkin so it looks more like patches. I did add long stitching, some X's, and a little bit of dots just to give it some more character, and I loved how it turned out. This is how it turned out. Once again, like I said, I absolutely love this one, but I would really love to know what you think about this DIY down in the comment section below. Moving right into our second pumpkin, I wanted this pumpkin to light up. So I have Dollar Tree lights, and I believe they come 10 lights on a strand. They carry these all year long in different colors for different seasons. So the first thing I did was take a pencil and sketched out a little square on the bottom of the pumpkin so that I can insert my battery pack there and turn it on and off whenever I like. I did cut it out using an X-Acto knife. Please be careful with using any sharp objects that you use so that you can be well protected. After I cut that out, I then pulled it out and made sure that the battery pack fit inside. Next, I needed an area where I can actually put the lights inside of the pumpkin, so I took that same X-Acto knife, being very careful, and cutting a circle out of the top portion around the stem of the pumpkin. Now, I must admit, this DIY was a little bit tricky because the pumpkin is really small to get into to place the lights in, so that gave me a little bit of trouble, but at the end, it still worked out fine. Next, I'm taking a skewer from Dollar Tree. You could take anything that has a rounded edge. I think it would have worked a little bit better for me if I used my wood burning tool to make these holes, but the skewer still worked just fine. You just have to place it inside and wiggle it around so it makes a hole big enough for the lights to poke out. Since there are 10 lights, I did 5 on one side and 5 holes on the other side. Here is where it got a little bit tricky for me. So I didn't make the holes big enough with the skewer, so I started to struggle a little bit. They eventually popped out, but that defeats the purpose. I didn't want these big holes. I just wanted the edge of the light to pop through. I did it on the first one, but on the second one I made a bigger hole. There's really not an issue. I just added a little hot glue so that it holds it in place. Now here is how the pumpkin looks on one side, but I definitely have an ugly side, but that's okay because that will just be the back of my project. After I was looking at my pumpkin for a little while, I realized I wanted to paint it. Now I am using this coral blush color again, and I do paint it all over. This is totally optional, and if you do decide to paint your pumpkin, I suggest painting it before putting the lights in, but I managed to paint all around them. Next, for the lid of my little pumpkin here, I wanted to add more decor, so I'm hot gluing some leaves all over the top of it, and that completes this DIY. Even though this project gave me a little bit of a struggle, I really love the outcome of it. I love the fact that you could turn it on and off whenever you like, and it's a new lit decor piece in my fall decor for this year. I really would love to know what you think about this DIY down in the comment section below. Moving right into the next pumpkin makeover. This is more of my style. I paint this whole pumpkin using my apple barrel black acrylic paint, and after it was dry, as you see here, I then go in with my folk art home decor chalk paint in the color Castle, which is just a medium tone of a gray color, and I start adding little polka dots and big polka dots all over this pumpkin. I just take a flat paintbrush and go into a circular motion to make the desired look that I go for. I will continue this until I got all the polka dots that I want on this pumpkin. Once that was completely dry, I want to make this into a little floral arrangement. So I found these floral picks from Walmart and they were only 50 cents. I thought that was a great steal. So of course I picked up a bunch and I thought this would be perfect for this project. So I just start cutting off the floral picks one by one using a needle nose pliers. It has a little cutting tool on the side of it, whatever works for you to cut down your floral. And I just started adding it to my pumpkin, just making it as full as I like. For the last bit of detail for my pumpkin, I'm just taking a black Posca paint marker and outlining the inside of those polka dots that we made. I've done this a couple of times on my channel. It just gives the polka dots a little cartoon feeling, and that completes this DIY. Once again, I really loved how this pumpkin turned out. It's really cute and it goes more with my home decor all year around, but I just love the little pops of orange and yellow in the florals to really make this feel like a fall pumpkin. I would love to know what you think about this DIY down in the comment section below. Jumping right into the next one, this is actually a throwback, but I thought it would work perfect for this video because it has to do with the pumpkins as well. I took a fall sign and removed all the jute twines and staples from it. I gave it a good sanding, and then I started painting that whole sign on the back of it. I used some yellows, some whites, and I go in with some browns and black, trying to make it look like a wooden piece. I just keep blending until I get the desired look that I'm going for. If you would like to see the original video, I'll make sure to leave it down in the description box below and in a card for you here. Moving on to the pumpkin portion of this DIY, I have 2 pumpkins that I want to make into 4, and to do so I will cut each pumpkin in half using a bread knife. Now you can use whatever you have, just be careful when cutting using sharp objects. Now I will paint each of the pumpkins 2 with this green color and 2 with that orange color in the background. I give it a nice thick coat of paint for each one of them. After the paint had time to dry, I did want to add some detail and some shading onto the pumpkin. Now I started going in with a darker green for the green pumpkin, and it started to look like a watermelon. I started to add some black, maybe to darken it up a bit, but I didn't like how it turned out, so I decided to paint the whole pumpkin in a darker green tone. After that was done, it was time to place the pumpkins back onto that wooden sign that we just painted, and to do so I'm just using hot glue to attach each one of those pumpkins. I wanted to add some of these stickers that you can find at Dollar Tree in their poster section, and I just spelled out the word fall with those stickers. I will then detach them from the backing and add them to the center of each of the pumpkins. I did give each one of those pumpkins a good coat of this Mod Podge just to seal in the paint and the stickers. After everything had time to completely dry, it is now time to add more details by adding some floral picks and some leaves, a little bit of pine cones, a bunch of everything just to make the sign pop. The last thing I did for the sign is add a little jute twine to the back of it so that I can hang it up, and that completes this DIY. Here's how it turned out, and I absolutely love it. I still have it to this day. It did get beat up along the way because I did have to move a couple of times, but I still love it, and I might fix it up in a future project. But I really would love to know what you think about this DIY down in the comment section below. I had a blast making all of these DIYs today for you. I hope you enjoyed today's videos as well. If you did, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. It really does help out my channel, and it lets me know to keep making these videos for you. If you are new here, I would love for you to stick around by hitting that subscribe button down below. It is totally free, and make sure you click on the bell notification so that YouTube can always notify you when I upload a new video. And I would really love for you to be part of my virtual art family. Thank you everyone who has helped me get to 6,000 subscribers today. I am over thrilled and so happy that you want to stick around and be part of my virtual art family. Don't forget to let me know which one was your favorite DIY down in the comment section below. And as always, I will see you in the next one.